Hello and welcome, I am Civilian and this is Dwarf Fortress. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies, gentlemen, those who identify otherwise. May I present our new series, which you've presumably already seen the title of this video. We're going to be doing a lava cult in version 0.44.02, the new version of Dwarf Fortress. I have no idea what is in this new version, but let's find out together through gameplay. Because I don't do research for my videos, that sounds like effort. And I'm not about putting in effort, you know? This is going to be sort of an episode 0. We're going to talk a bit about what we're going to be doing in the series. I'm going to give everyone who wants a dwarf named after them a chance to get in there for the first episode. And this will give everyone a chance to let me know if they like the idea of this lava cult. If you support it, if there's anything in particular you want to see me do with the lava cult, if you've got any fun ideas, then you can put them in the comments of this video, and then it'll be like we can go into the series all on the same page. That's going to be good. Well, the idea behind this is that we are playing as a cult. I'd like to think that historically, within the world, what they've done is they've kind of been a bit of a secretive movement. Much like the lava itself, they've moved slowly below the surface of dwarven society, and now they've suddenly been outed. One of them on the way, they've been outed, they've been kicked out, and on their way to start a new civilization, which is what we're going to do. One of them has had a vision, a profound vision for the future of the world, and we are going to bring that vision about. And it's going to be glorious. And I think we worship lava as a centralized entity. We're not heretics, everyone else is heretics. Lava is really the lifeblood of the earth, and dwarves are of the earth, so really it makes complete sense. So I'm going to talk quickly about what we're going to do with this series. I always have kind of informal guidelines for my series, informal little rules that I give to myself. I'm not going to be sticking to them absolutely necessarily. I'm probably just going to do whatever I find most narratively interesting. But the kind of things we're going to be doing. Firstly, I'd quite like a smaller fortress than I normally have. Normally, when you hit sort of 100 dwarves, you start to lose track of them as individuals. They become this sort of mass of beards, I guess. So there's just this mass of dwarves, and you lose track of the details of what's going on. So I'd quite like to have, we're only having dwarves when we have names. So if you leave a comment down below on this or any of the future videos, I'll put your name in a list. And past the starting 7, what we'll do is anytime a migrant shows up, I'll check the list. If there are people on the list who have not had, who don't currently have dwarves, then I will make a dwarf for them. And then if you die, you'll get a new one. But anyone in the migrant wave who is not named after a commenter is going to be sacrificed in lava. And yes, this series will feature sacrifices. I considered codifying it, making it a sort of formal challenge, like a niche challenge where you have to sacrifice a certain amount every month, or you have to sacrifice a certain number of dwarves or something like that. But to be honest, I think it would be a bit arbitrary, so we're just going to do what we feel is right and what suits us. And I think that'll be fine. I think it'll work out fine. But we will be doing some sacrifices to the lava. We're going to do some elaborate lava-based constructions, which sounds fun. Anyone that saw my last series knows that I'm amazing at engineering with liquids. We used water last series. There were so many accidental drownings and floodings that I think this is going to go swimmingly well, in a very literal way. Except we're using lava, so they can't swim in lava. Can dwarves swim in lava? Or I know they die straight away, but could they if they were... Don't worry, that's not relevant. Let's stay on task, shall we? So ultimately we're going to be working towards this big project that we've had a vision for. I know what it is. It'll probably become very obvious very quickly, but I'd like to leave it as a little bit of a fun thing, and I like that because it'll give us a nice series-defined dramatic finale, which I'm all about. So we're going to work on that. I'm also going to try to not use cheap traps. I mean, if I do a large lava-based construction and that's a trap, that's kind of one thing, but filling a corridor with cage traps is something I'm trying to move away from, and I'm trying to figure out how the military works. I don't know how the military works. I would like to learn how the military works, and I think this is a good way for me to do that. So yeah, we're going to be trying to complete our project, not get murdered by everyone. It's gonna be great. And I'm looking forward to you joining me. I hope you join me. I'm very excited. I can't believe I have to wait a whole week before I can actually start playing the save. But, you know. So, let me know what you think. If you want a dwarf named after you, leave a comment down below. I think that's everything. Oh, one last thing about how I'm going to put this series together. So previously, you may or may not know, halfway through the series of Beach Resort, my last series that I did, I had to pre-record the latter half, really, of the series, the last sort of, I don't remember how many episodes, 10, 8, something like that, about half. And that was because I was going away to university and I wouldn't have a computer while I was away. Well, I'm only just back now, but I will be going away again in a few weeks. I'm only home for a few weeks. So once I go back, I'm going to actually take my computer this time. Oh, this could prove a problem for my degree, let me tell you. But I'm going to take my computer and we're going to try and do this series more or less as we go along, because that means I can incorporate your feedback. When you say, Civilian, please do this, or Civilian, don't do that, or Civilian, this is how you do this. All of those things, I will actually be able to act on them. I might have to pre-record some of it to fit in around my work schedule, but it should happen within an episode or two, rather than me sort of nebulously saying, oh, I'll try and remember that for next series. So that should be a lot better, a lot more interactivity. Make this series what you want to watch. Get the feedback, because I've not done this YouTube thing very long and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm enjoying it, and that's what's important. So, I think that's more or less everything. I'm very much looking forward to this series. I can't believe I have to wait a week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll enjoy the series with me. And yeah, I will see you next week for the first episode of Dwarf Fortress Lava Cult. I feel like we need a better name than Lava Cult. It's not like a good name, but you know what? It does what it says on the tin. And that's alright by me. So, I will see you next time. I have been Civilian. This has been a little episode 0 to explain what on earth is about to happen.